It's News 14 Carolina Meteorologist Matthew East and a special Saturday edition here, the Carolina weather video here as we have our snow events coming up tomorrow night and into Monday morning. I want to show you how things are looking, give you my accumulation ideas as they stand right now. First of all, the main culprit responsible for all this is the 500 millibar upper level low. The first thing we're looking at here is off of the European model. I want to show you there's some very good agreement and where the placement of this low will be. And these are all going to be charged for 7 o'clock in the evening tomorrow evening, Sunday evening. So, again, the European has that upper level low centered over eastern Georgia. The UK Met model, also eastern Georgia and southern South Carolina. Here's a look at the 0Z Canadian Global model. Again, eastern Georgia, southern South Carolina. And this is the new 12Z Regional Canadian model. And notice up here, in the upper left-hand pane, you have that upper level low also centered there in the same general area. And the two American models here that I wanted to show you, first of all, we have the GFS. This is the 12Z run, the latest run of the GFS. It has that upper level low over South Carolina. The NAM, again, eastern Georgia or South Carolina. So, show you all that to say that the model is really in pretty good agreement with the main upper level feature that's going to cause most of this snow as it moves on through. So let me sort of take you through how this should unfold as we go through tomorrow into Monday morning. All right, I'm just going to pull the NAM model. I think it's doing as good a job really as anything else, generally speaking, although probably a little light on some of the precip up into the foothills and mountains. But all right, here we are, 7 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning on the NAM. And notice you have snow flying at that point in time, Mississippi, Alabama, back into Tennessee, and that is accumulating snow. And then we move to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me say also in the Triad region tomorrow morning could be a little wintry mix of some light freezing rain and sleet, but I think any precip in the morning relatively insignificant. Now this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, and you have a big swath of precip moving in from South Carolina into the southern Piedmont of North Carolina. Here we are, 7 p.m., and again, what you're looking at here, the blue line, that is the freezing line up at 850 millibars, or about 5,000 feet off the ground. That's a good rough estimation, and at least a good starting point for a rain snow line, and that is from Charlotte up toward a little east of Greensboro at that point in time. Looking at some of the sounding data, I think the changeover to all snow probably occurs in the Charlotte region, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. For the Triad, same general time frame, probably a kick over to all snow at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. From that point on, any precip should be in the form of snow. So this is 1 o'clock in the morning, and you have that well-defined band of moderate to heavy snow extending from North Georgia all the way up through the western Piedmont of North Carolina, and I think that probably winds up extending back into the foothills and at least for part of the time into the mountains as well. So that's 1 a.m. Monday. This is 7 a.m. Monday. Still some heavy snow, or at least moderate snow, is falling across the Piedmont region between 1 a.m. and 7 a.m. And from that point, the snow tapers off. Now, I'll say the biggest uncertainty right now is, of course, the exact track that upper low takes and exactly where that deformation zone and that band of heavy snow sets up. Have a pretty good idea where that's going to be, but you could always expect the possibility of an error of where that band sets up of 50 to 100 miles, and of course that makes a big difference in a situation like this. All right, so here's my general accumulation ideas. Anywhere on the map, mountains, foothills, here you see outlined in blue there, that includes all of the Raleigh, Greensboro, and Charlotte areas. That's where you could see a general 2 to 6 inch snowfall, and in the white shaded area there, including parts of the Charlotte Metro and the Triad, that's where I'm highlighting 6 to 10 inches as being possible, and isolated lollipops in there if the band stays heavy enough, where there could be over 1 foot of snow in some spots. This really has the looks of an I-85 special, where that band could set up right over I-85 between Charlotte, maybe even down into the upstate of South Carolina, but especially Charlotte up toward the Triad. But again, you could expect the possibility of some waffles 50 to 100 miles or so where that band sets up. So generally speaking, again, Charlotte and Greensboro, I'm thinking 6 to 9 or 10 inches with isolated lollipops, maybe over a foot of snow, depending on how everything sets up. The amounts look a little lighter over toward the Raleigh-Durham area. A little bit of a dry slot could move in, and that would temper those amounts toward the Triangle region just a bit. That's how things look right now. I want to throw this one little caveat out there as well. at least on the NAM data, the 12Z NAM, for whatever reason, the moisture gets out of the snow growth region on the sounding data for a while tomorrow evening. What I mean by that is you have to have moisture, high relative humidity, but in the area aloft that's less than 10 degrees Celsius to grow those snow crystals, and for some reason, not enough lift or whatever the reason may be, the NAM is losing the moisture from that snow growth region for a little bit tomorrow evening. I don't think that's correct, but if that were to happen, it would cut down on the snow amounts overall. And of course, you're also concerned about the initial warm ground temperatures that could hold down snow amounts, but I think probably if that band sets up like I think it will, the snow would be heavy enough to overcome that in a pretty short order. All right, that's it for this latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Keep checking the blog for the latest ideas, and we have complete coverage for you. Hold on, Julie. We have complete coverage for you coming up all around the clock on News 14 Carolina on Time Warner Cable Channel 14. Everyone have a wonderful Saturday, and God bless.